Well, hello people, welcome back to the Master Chief Collection. Here we are back in Halo 2, going to be showing you how to get high charity down on legendary difficulty. Go ahead and select the level, do all your competitive scoring options like I like to do. You don't have to have them done. Legendary difficulty. Now what skulls I have on today, I have the Boom skull on and the Grunt birthday party, there it is. That's all the skulls I have on. The Boom skull is because we're going to be using the rocket launcher quite a bit, it does come in handy, and the Grunt birthday party skull because why not, it's a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get into high charity. Alright, so once the level starts, get your plasma pistol out and you want to noob combo the flood combat forms coming towards you as they have shields on. Now very quickly, as for any of you noticed, I've stopped doing my sort of second intro into this series. Also, one of these guys are going to have a sword, so noob combo them until you get the guy with the sword, then switch out the plasma pistol for the sword, and then just like use the energy sword to take out any other combat forms that are going to be charging you. Watch out, sometimes they are armed with shotguns. If so, back up and use your carbine to deal with them. Any flood that are left on the floor, all you need to do is you just need to take them out with a sword to stop them being reanimated by the infection forms. So like I was saying, I've stopped doing my second intros. It's just a bit easier for me to explain just how to do sort of all the stuff we're going to do just in the very opening stage of the level. And the only skulls that I've got on here is Boom and Grunt birthday party. That's it. And we're going to do all three collectibles in this, which is the Rampant Cortana terminal number 10 maybe, 9 or 10, maybe 11. And also we're going to be getting the Iron Skull. So like that's basically why I stopped doing it. But I'm probably going to stop doing these legendary guides after I've done with Halo 2, as there's a few other games I'd like to move on to. I was only really doing Halo, as there wasn't that many games out at the given time. But more about that probably during the Great Journey. So here what I like to do is you get the rocket launcher from behind the dropship. I throw 2 grenades there just in case the brutes have come out a bit early. If not, I just fire a rocket as soon as I see them, back up all the way back here, as you are going to be facing brutes and flood. Now you want the flood to win on this one, as they're nice and easy to take out. Hide behind the box just there until you get a checkpoint, and then edge yourself very closely to the door, and you'll know if the flood have come through, as there will be no brutes down here, and it will all just be flood combat forms. Now these guys are going to charge you. If you do it right, you should get a few kills with the rocket. Then I like to back all the way up here, wait for the door to close, reload, back up again. Here they come once more. Boom. There's 2 more down, and then I like to take a fresh energy sword like so. If you want, you can get the one from behind the dropship, but I took the one that was basically thrown at me, so that was kind of handy. But if you have time, turn around and get the sword by the dropship. Once that's all done, you want to move through. If you can, switch it out for any other new swords. And then you want to go ahead and get yourself a sniper rifle once we get up to the top.
I'll disable this lift once you reach the top. That'll slow them down, I hope.
Once we're at the top here, what you want to do is you want to switch out your Covenant carbine for the beam rifle, move through here, and you're going to be facing a whole bunch of drones. They're going to be coming on the right hand side, and you just want to very carefully edge yourself out, because otherwise the plasma pistol is going to tear you to pieces, and then you just want to take them all out. They're going to take 1 shot per drone. They aren't the shielded drones like they are in like there are featured in Halo 3 and ODST, etc, etc. There's going to be a brute over here fighting a few flood forms. Going to be more buggers or drones, that's the one I'm looking for. They're going to be coming out of the right side, so try and take these guys out. Make sure you lead your targets a little bit before you take the shot. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that they don't kill all the flood. You want to leave at least 1 flood combat form standing, because if you kill all of them, what happens is more spawn, and you have to take all those guys out as well. So here I leave 1 of them. You can see I'm using up the remainder of my energy and my rifle. I start having terrible shooting, and I have to actually go back and pick myself up a new. I think I do, or do I just kind of throw caution into the window here? I believe I remember it's been a while since I recorded this, so I think I back up. Yeah, here I go. I back up, get myself a fresh beam rifle like so, and go to the balcony sort of area. I'm losing my words again here. Go to the balcony sort of area, and I'm starting to look for him. So I decide to shoot this guy's arms off like so, if I can. Wait for it. Remember, you can shoot the arms off, because I believe he's armed with a shotgun, so I don't really want to go out over there when he's got a shotgun. I do try and take this other guy's arm off, but the other arm off, sorry, but I don't think it really works. So at the end of it, I just decide to go and get a carbine. Sorry, my carbine back, and then I just get on the grav lift or light bridge, I suppose these things are called, and then I just go ahead and go over to the other side. Once you're over the other side, you can kill the 2 combat forms. It's only you don't want to kill them all once you're over this side. As like I said, more will spawn and you have to deal with a whole load of them while you're over there. Even though you got the energy sword, it's best not to. So here's 2 more, and you can just run up to one of them, take him out like so, and then what I like to do is I like to take the other one out as well. If you want, you can go and hang out in the like little grav pad area just there, and that will just make the bridge load up, and you can do that while you're killing them just to save a little bit of time. So here we are. We're now waiting for the bridge to load. Once it has done, you're going to fly across, and you want to keep your eye on that door over there, as some drones are going to come out of it. I like to use this little panel here, or console, for cover. Take a few of them, try to take them all out before they get to you, sorry. Don't rapid fire, take your time, take your shots, and if you do it right, you should be able to take at least 2 of them out before they get here. And the third one, I like to just use pillar tactics around this area here. Watch out, he is very, very sneaky, as he can land, he can fly, he can go under you, go over you, where you can only move around, so just keep your eye on where he is. You want to walk up to this door here, aim just a little bit above. As soon as it opens, just edge forward a little bit more, and then throw a plasma. Hopefully it sticks someone. If it does, you get a kill, which is always good, and then just unload all your carbine ammo down into onto the flood combat forms, which are charging you. Once you run out of ammunition in that clip, get your sword out and finish anybody off. You want to hope you've taken out the guy with the shield. Now you're going to be in the flood infested area. You want to get your sword out, and we're just going to go a little bit Tom Clancy on these guys. You're just going to use the sword to take them out nice and stealthily. So I'm just looking around, making sure there's no combat forms. Don't really have to do anything out of these guys if you don't want to, but I just did because I just like getting the points, I suppose. There's a fresh energy sword over here, so go and pick that up. And I just like to check my surroundings once more, and then move through, just in case anyone's coming up behind you. Remember, one hit from the back and you're dead. So I know there is going to be a few guys run past here, so I back up after the door's opened. I hide behind this little panel, and I'm just going to let these guys fight it out, because there's going to be infection, sorry, not, they're going to be carrier forms there. So I throw a grenade in, let the grenade do the work, get the triple, and I'm just going to let those guys blow up and see if there's any infection forms come running towards me. That guy gets splattered against the wall, which I thought was pretty cool. Use the sword to take out any infection forms. Just keep rapid tapping the RT button, as what that's going to do is it's going to... sorry, wrong choice of words. The energy sword, when you use it against the infection forms, doesn't take any battery whatsoever, which is always good. The fight then should be over in here, so I like to move forward very, very carefully. As you can see, I heard this guy come up behind me and take a swing, but luckily I think he got stuck on like the geometry of the level, so I was kind of grateful for that. There's a guy with a shield there. I'm going to see if he will come towards me. He does. Fucking idiot. You should have stayed there. You had the advantage. But no, he charged at me, so that was good. I like to move along this side of the room here, just keeping an eye on the door, keeping an eye on my motion tracker. As it's dark, we can't really see what's going on. Move through the door, and you want to go down this little slope through the next door. And this room is kind of weird. If I think we're in the room of which I am in, I think if you go through here too quickly or too slowly, more flood will spawn behind you, and you're going to be in a whole world of hurt. You'll know if they're going to spawn as there's going to be that like sort of howling noise, and then they'll all spawn. I thought I heard it, I'm not too sure, so I throw a grenade there for good measure. But I'm not entirely sure how they spawn, so maybe it's you've got to go... if you do what I did, and you just saw I just ran through, kind of took it a little bit slowly in the middle, and then just charged through. And then that's basically what I did. So if you guys want to try that, let me know in the comments if you guys do know how the flood spawn, because I definitely know it's a certain way of how you do the room. But, you know, on with the level. Basically, as you can see here, I'm just sitting back using my carbine to snipe anything. Just using cover and just making sure you take out that guy with the sword. As there's always going to be a guy with a sword spawn. You got to hope that he dies, or if he starts charging towards you, sorry, make sure you put all your attention on him. You've got to watch out for a rocket flood in this area as well, as we're going to need to pick up the rocket launcher. Here comes a guy with a sword. So there he is. I'm just looking for him, and I'm just going to... I don't know why I did this. I probably should have carbined him, but I decided to take him head on. There's guys coming behind me now, so I decided to like jump over them, sort of start running around a little bit, use this rock for cover, and I just use this as a sort of a safe haven. How I got through this, I'm not too sure, but I think the flood that are here now, those are the guys that were in that I was talking about earlier. You know, the guys that will spawn if you do the room like this certain way. So either way, it might be best. The best way I found to do this room is to sort of just take it nice and slowly, keep an eye behind you, like I wasn't doing it. So, because obviously there's so many different variables you got to take in, especially when you're actually doing a proper run. So yeah, just keep an eye behind you. What I'm doing here is I'm doing the same thing I did in Halo CE, is I'm just letting my shields absorb all the damage from the infection forms, and then I'm going to move on forward into the next room. But first of all, we're just going to jump over here, and you just want to very, very carefully just sort of move yourself up this slope here. No sort of grenade jumps, just jump up carefully, always holding the analog stick forward. And there's the Rampant Cortana Toy. You want to go pick that up. Get yourself another 5-point achievement. Any second now. And boom. Now, I forgot about the rocket launcher for a second, and I started looking around for it. So this is a problem, because if you can't find the rocket launcher, you have to find it, as it's going to make the next rooms a lot easier. So what I do is I was a bit of an idiot. I sort of said, oh, I'll be able to do it without the rocket launcher. Then I basically walk off, and I start to think about the other room. So then I go back and I find it immediately, as you'll see in just a second. So as you see there, that's where I found the rocket launcher. So you want to keep your eyes open for it. You might see it fly across the screen, etc. Or there's only a finite number of places where the flood can go in the room, and where they do go. So just keep your eyes open for it and just search around. Like I said, it's going to make the next rooms easier. You don't have to have it, but it will make the last room a lot easier. That infection form almost cost me my life, as I was literally just about to fire a rocket as he came across into my crosshairs. So that was extremely lucky. I may have been a bit overzealous with the rocket launcher, using it to take out just 2 flood, but at this point in the level I wasn't really prepared to take any risks. So here I think the Gravemind and the Prophet of Truth start sort of arguing over the tannoy. So we're just moving through here. I saw this infection form, let him hit the shield. I'm just going to move around. I'm looking for any rocket launcher ammo, because I know there's a rocket launcher flood in this room. The problem is we've switched out our energy sword in favour of the rocket launcher, so it's kind of difficult. We're going to have to sort of play a little bit of a mid-range game. And a few drones in this room as well. They're going to help you take out the flood. There's a flood with a sword, so I focus all my attention on him. Then this guy charges forward. Most of the flood forms are going to have shields now, which is a real pain in the arse, as they're going to take so many more shots. And these drones, as soon as they're done with the flood, they are going to turn all their attention on you. So you want to keep your eyes open for them, and you just want to take these guys out. This room, all in all, is pretty simple, pretty much the same as the last room. It's pretty much exactly the same layout as well. So taking it nice and slow, obviously make it mid-range, so we trade out our sword, and then just keep your eyes out for the drones, and obviously the rocket launcher flood if he does spawn. I think it's like a 50-50 chance whether the flood is going to spawn with a rocket launcher in this room.
These are the Prophet Hierarch's private quarters, their inner sanctum.
So if you wonder what I was doing running around in that room, basically I was just checking to make sure there was no rocket launcher ammo. So obviously I didn't see the rocket launcher flood, and I didn't see him die at all, so I was just making sure there wasn't any lying around. It's always worth just checking around for a minute. I'm going to start the slowest elevator in the history of anything. I'm pretty sure if you just climb up the ladder in Metal Gear Solid 3, you'd probably get to this place faster. But what can you do? Now this room is normally really difficult to do if you want to go through the enemies, but we're just going to make a beeline straight for the door. It is really simple. It just helps if you have 2 rockets, because that means you can put one either side of the room. So what we do here is we jump up, just check there's no grunts. There was one just there, so I move around the pillar, headshot hit this guy here, get the rocket launcher out, make sure you try and get at least 3 of the brutes. Make sure you try and get the chieftain as well, because he has a brute shot, and always try and go for direct hit. If I had a second rocket, I would have put one across the right side of the room as well, as that would have probably guaranteed me to take out the sniper, the beam rifle jackal. While I was at the door, what I was doing is I was holding back on the analog stick. There's the terminal in the level, and what I was basically holding back, as what that enables you to do is obviously as soon as the door opens, you're just able to slip through. Nice and easy. Pick up this beam rifle here. Now once you get in this the grav lift, not the elevator, hold whatever button you use to pick up skulls. For me it was X. I forgot to do it there, but there you may have just seen the skull. Just hold the X button down, and what that's going to do is you'll pick it up, and then you can just tap the RT button, and then he'll drop it. You're on the home stretch now. Really easy this point. All you need to do is take out a jackal sniper, move a box, and then boom, you are done with the level. So come to this point just here. I like to take cover just in case the jackal sniper has seen you. He's just going to be at the end of the room. You don't know where he's going to be, so just scan. There he is. Boom, put a beam straight through his forehead there. Move on through, and then you just want to throw a grenade at these boxes. Careful with obviously what the boom skull on. That's going to move it. Watch out for all these flood. Now here I kind of fuck up a little bit. I jump and then I get hit and I land funny, so it bounces me off into the side where I would have just ran round the outside. Boom, that's the end of the level. As always, people, thank you for watching and stay tuned for the great journey coming out next.